Take a look at this, America's Mattress live tower cam. Great colors reflected off the Grand Mesa, off Mount Garfield. You're looking eastbound, you got the glow. Looking westbound, you've got that sun dipping below the Colorado Plateau. Kind of depends on where you are, but we're heading into a quiet evening. We're heading into a clear evening. Jupiter's the brightest star, the brightest object in the sky. It's not a star, it's a planet, but it's the brightest one you'll see tonight, and it's going to be rising up and over the Grand Mesa. So maybe getting out tonight, the order of business. Getting out during the day, also the order of business. You're not missing, we haven't peaked, but the higher in elevation you go, yeah, the closer the peak gets. But even around 9,000, 10,000 feet, we've got some patchy color going on. It's mostly green and yellow, but even on top, 10,000 feet on top of the Grand Mesa, 11,000 feet at one spot, there's good color. And make no mistake, it's going to happen fast. You take a look at some of the areas in the higher elevations, the San Juans along the divide, the mountain zones. The higher in elevation you go, the darker the colors, the quicker the peak is going to occur. So you look at some of these darker reds along these higher elevated sites, and you can expect peak and pass of the colors all within the next 10 days. So that occurs in early October. We filter a little bit slower down in the lower elevations, but great conditions. I mean, in my opinion, any time spent at higher elevation is time well spent, regardless of what color you're looking at. It's a great place to be, in my opinion. Satellite, radar imagery. Well, if you like rain showers and you get into the mountain zones, that's the place to be right now, around the Leadville area, around the Telluride area. The San Juan Mountains to our south really kind of keeping storms, and there's not a whole lot of movement with this. And I dare I say storm. We're just looking at mostly dark clouds, a couple lightning strikes, maybe some light rain getting to the ground, but the higher the elevation, the better those chances are. So for the next couple of afternoons, we'll basically see this and not much else. We still will maintain a slight chance of some of these storms developing a little bit further north into Montrose County, bumping off of some of those higher mountainous sites, whether it's a mesa, a plateau, or a mountain. But we're going to go dry mostly through the midweek period. It's not until the end of the week period where we get some of those changes. So in the meantime, we have this westerly flow from west to east. We'll keep the storms isolated to the mountain zones and certainly further to the south. And as far as wind speeds go, with our temperatures, both of those slightly higher in numbers than they should be for this time of the year, but a breeze, 15 miles per hour, not too shabby. High pressure system keeping us in check with our clear skies. Bluebird days over the weekend. It was a mostly totally clear sky, and we'll continue moving forward with mostly clear, a few clouds notwithstanding, and it's not going to ruin your day, whether you're working or playing on the western slope all the way through the midweek period. We're not going to set records with the temperatures. We're maintaining these dry conditions relative to all the lower Tri-County areas. Once we get to the late week period, we could see an increase in wind speeds, and we could see a reflection in that with the red flag warning. Certainly a fire weather watch might be warranted. But low pressure system, the Pacific Northwest, that's going to swing through our region. That's going to be our next weather maker. Coming online as early as Thursday in the mountain zones and with the wind speeds on the increase. But basically, it's going to take some time passing through our area. It's going to stall out on Saturday. Saturday is really the big day, Friday night through Saturday night. Really, we could be looking at some rain chances on the increase for us. We should expect, with a cold front, we should expect cooler temperatures. Temperatures getting us back down to the averages for this time of the year. So until then, really no hazardous weather. Again, we might see a red flag warning, we might not, but it's all about the warmer than average temperatures. When we think about our average high temperatures for this time of the year, well, for Grand Junction and Montrose, we're going to call it mid-70s. 74 for Montrose, 77 for Grand Junction. You can see not quite 10 degrees more warmth, and I'm not going to use the hot category word because that's for the 90s and above, though Delta coming close today with 89 degrees. So we're all going to be running approximately 5 degrees warmer than we should for this time of the year. We'll keep mostly clear and breezy conditions, 5 to 15. The exception would be later in the week when we could jump up to the 25 and 30 plus mile per hour category for the gust as the cold front swings through. Now the cold front swinging through would lower our temperatures, and that's going to be helpful for this weekend. So we will achieve near normal lows and near normal highs, but in the meantime, no, not so much. But this is tolerable. It feels really good. If you're up early in the morning, sunset at 7 o'clock, sunrise at 7 o'clock. So if you're up early in the morning hours, you're going to feel that cooler air, and it's going to feel great. As far as high temperatures go tomorrow, much of the same today, much of the same through the midweek period. We start to experience those changes in the form of increased winds, increased clouds. Late week period, we get that cold front entering into our area by Friday, stalling out on Saturday. So the bigger picture is Thursday night through Sunday morning, we could be looking at opportunities for rain showers, especially snow in the mountain zones during this period. So Saturday morning, Sunday morning, that's that's where we'll see some of that white paint, that coat of fresh white in the upper elevations. But until then, I think these are great temperatures, great conditions, even for early fall, unseasonably, though, I might say.